Great. Okay. It says we are live. I'm just going to check these platforms and make sure the software is working properly, and then we will get started. I'm just going to check these Okay, looks like yes. Okay. There's 3 platforms, so if you can just bear with me for a second. Working. And 3. Yes. Yes. Okay, we're good. We're good. So, hello everyone. Welcome to this challenge participants interview, 21-day challenge participants interview for this month of June. And if anyone is watching us, feel free to type, say hello in the comments. If it would be great if you could let us know, first of all, if this is working and if you can see and hear us clearly. And also, please let us know who you are, introduce yourself, and let us know where you're watching from today. It would be great to learn more about you. If you're a teacher, do you teach? What do you do? If not, anything about yourself, and we'll definitely be taking questions today as well. So you guys can chat in there. But yes, it's good to have you guys here. So I am joined today by Janet and Natalia, and we are going to chat about our experiences taking the 21-day Teacher Entrepreneur Challenge. All 3 of us have taken it. So we have, our experience that we can share with you in case that's something maybe you would want to go for if you're looking to go out on your own and become independent as an online teacher, right? Niche teacher. And this is what the 21-day challenge helps you do, but in a group setting. So you're not alone, actually. You have a lot of support. Anyways, I'll give a brief introduction of myself in case you don't know me. So my name is Tara. My background is in ESL teaching. I've taught abroad in Spain, and I've also been teaching online since like 2016. I worked for a lot of different teaching platforms online, a lot of them based in China and different places like that. And always really loved it with a variety of people, a lot of kids, some adults too. But I just wanted to make sure this was like a good path for myself because, I was facing, maybe like many of you, you can let us know in the comments if this ever applied to you. But, the companies were changing their policies constantly. And, sometimes they would take a higher cut from us. And it was very just kind of unpredictable. And I always had the sense, I really want to do this on my own. This is what I love. Like, I love helping the students, and I just want to make this sustainable. And I'd like to kind of do it on my own terms, right? And have the freedom and flexibility. And then luckily, I did eventually come across James and his 21-day challenge in like March 2020. That's when I took the challenge. So over 2 years ago now. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about. First, I read his ebook, his free ebook, and then it made a lot of sense to me. I was really impressed with that. And then it inspired me to take the challenge. And yeah, no regrets, no regrets. I mean, it's been a pretty crazy, exciting journey, very positive journey. Met a lot of amazing people on the way. And now I'm also supporting James with his business and helping him as a coach and helping him a lot in the challenge as well to help teachers, empower them with the mindset and with the systems they need in order to get their strong business foundation up and running. But let's enough about me. So let's get to the guests now. So our first guest is Janet. Hi, Janet. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Do you want to say anything about yourself to
Yes.
our audience today?
Yes, so I'm basically based in Switzerland, but almost half of the time also in Portugal. And I've been an English teacher for over 25 years. I also was running a private English school for 14 years in Zurich. I was successful with 350 students and 20 employees. But so even though I've had so much experience, I felt really attracted by the program from James, and it's given me such big value. It was like a milestone in my career. And I took the challenge in April 22. And instead of continuing to only teach general English, even if I also taught exam English and tailor made business English and everything, but I was like, I taught almost everything from the 3-year-old ones to the 80-year-old ones and everything. But then I always needed so much preparation. But now I am specialized for the industry of architecture and finding my niche thanks to this 21 challenge to specialize for specific people is such a great thing. I'm now really passionate about this niche and I'm very happy that I've gone this way.
Amazing, amazing. I love that story and the journey for you, and that you're enjoying learning about your niche. And I can agree, it's amazing all the things you get to learn about them, and then you get to help them with the problems they go through. So you get to have an impact, and it's also just fun meeting all the people and interacting. So I love that, Janet. Thank you so much for being here with us today to chat, and appreciate you. And we also have Natalia here. Hi, Natalia. Welcome.
Thank
How are
you.
you?
I'm good. I'm good. What about you?
Doing well, doing well. Can't complain too much. So, Natalia, I know you finished the challenge recently in this month of June,
Exactly.
which is why we wanted to invite like a fresh perspective as well. Because maybe for me and Janet, it's been a while, although we can chat about it. But do you want to say anything about yourself here?
Well, yeah, I just want to say, well, I'm Natalia. I'm from Barcelona, and I don't teach English. I teach Spanish. So, I mean, the challenge, it's good for any teacher of any language. You don't really, it's not just for English teachers because you're not really teaching. I mean, the important thing is not the language that you're teaching, but the strategies. You're coaching people, so it doesn't really matter. So it's relevant for all teachers. I just wanted to say this first. And my journey is a bit more complicated because I started as a teacher teaching Spanish because I really liked it, and then I had to stop because I wasn't earning enough money. So I went to the UK. I lived there for 3 years. I was working in hospitality, but I was also teaching because I really liked it. So I didn't want to stop it, but it was more a hobby than anything else. And then I
Mhm.
went back to Barcelona. I moved back and I started working in an office, so nothing to do with teaching. But then after 10 years, I got fired. And then I was like, okay, so let's do this. I'm going to teach because this is what I like to do. But the thing is, I started teaching in the platforms. And after having been there for maybe 3, 4 years now, I realized that this is not what I want, because of all the limitations that you have as a teacher, and the competition. There's a lot of competition and teachers teaching for free pretty much,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
peanuts. And I want this to be a business, a proper business. And yeah, that's why I decided to do the Facebook challenge first, the 7-day Facebook challenge.
Uh-huh.
And I enjoyed it so much. Then I went for the 21st day challenge in June.
Awesome. We're glad you did. We're glad you did. And you touched on a lot of great things there. I love that you let everyone know, hey, this is not just for English teachers. We have plenty of other language teachers like Natalia, Spanish, Italian, German, Japanese, all kinds of language teachers have gone through the challenge and are having their business and their clients now. So I'm glad you're here and representative of that. And yeah, absolutely. With the platforms, I can relate. It really was sad to see the rates that teachers are having to charge, because it's a race to the bottom, like you said, with the competition. So when we strike out on our own and we also become niche teachers, then we can charge much more and really earn what we're worth, because we're making a big impact on their lives for sure. And this is really like a premium coaching, and so it's great. It's great. And it's a lot of fun. So it's good to have you guys both here today. And I wanted to say, for anyone watching, if you don't mind giving this live video a like or a heart, that can help us promote the video to more people who might find it useful. So we would appreciate that. And please, if you've joined us, introduce yourselves in the chat. Let us know who you are, what you do if you like, and where you're watching from, so we can say hello. And we will also take questions during this chat. So I prepared a few questions to ask these teacher entrepreneurs and these challenge graduates, so that we could have a chat about the 21-day challenge and how it was and everything about that. So I'm just going to get into the questions. So the first question I wanted to ask these guys, and we can start with you, Janet, is what would you say was your biggest takeaway from the 21-day challenge?
Well, I have learned how to use social media. I didn't know how to use it before. And I have found my niche as a coach in the architecture industry. So I've found my passion of in what section I want to teach English. And I'm a member of the best supportive institution, including the other teachers, entrepreneurs I have ever had in my business life. And I get such great help for a success as an entrepreneur.
Amazing. So it sounds like learning and using social media and also the community were, huge takeaways, and the help and the support that we get in the community going through the challenge together with like-minded people.
Yes, and I also want to just, maybe it was not to brag that I was running a school and I was doing teacher training and everything, but I wanted to point out, it's even with this vast experience, I have learned so much and I'm still learning so much. So it's great value, even for experienced teachers, for experienced entrepreneur, it's great value.
Amazing. That's good to hear. Because I wasn't like super experienced. I had never run a school. I just, was a teacher. But it's so useful for me, but also useful for someone like you. You had great success with your school, and now you're going online and learning so much and enjoying the process. So thank you so much for saying that, Janet. Natalia, what would you say was your biggest takeaway from the challenge?
Well, there were several, but the biggest is that we can be our worst enemies. So what I want to say is that it's only in the mind. So you really need to go through a mindset. You really need sorry, you need to change your mindset. You need to believe that you can do it, believe that you can charge more than when you're charging at the moment. Because at the beginning, I just thought it was impossible to get students that were going to pay me over even $20 an hour. How is that going to be possible? So first, you need to believe that that's a possibility, and then also fight your insecurities, overcome your insecurities, your fears, your own limitations, your lack of confidence. So for me, that was the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, the confidence and overcoming those mindset blocks is huge. I mean, anyone embarking on an entrepreneurial journey, which is what we are doing when we take the challenge, you're going to face moments when you're outside of your comfort zone, and that's going to be hard and you might hold yourself back, right? So the challenge, I'm really glad you touched on that, and the challenge does address that. James has many mindset videos, and we even have a mindset session with teachers teacher entrepreneurs who explain how they were able to overcome their blocks. And so we need to be constantly reminded so that we can continue moving forward. And that is a huge part of the challenge as well. So I love that. I love that. I would have to agree with you guys. Community, all the learnings and mindset. That's pretty huge. That's a great summary right there.
Yeah, 'cause-
Love that.
sorry, I just want to say I used to blame other people all the time. Yeah, I mean, how am I gonna earn more if they are charging so less? Like it's other people's fault, but it's not really. It's up to you to try and find a niche, to try and do something different, do some content marketing. Start making connections. Like so, it's your choice, really. It's you can do
Yeah.
something about it if.
Exactly. You're the captain of your ship, and it's really in your hands. And the community, James, the team, all the other teachers are here to support you and show you the way. But yeah, you do have to believe in yourself. That is key. And also about your point about like when you used to not believe that it would be possible to earn $100 an hour or more. And I think I definitely believed that at one point as well. I remember James, his ebook, his free ebook, used to be called, the title was like how, I don't remember exactly, but something like how to earn $100 an hour teaching online. Well, many people did not want to read that book because because they didn't believe it was possible. So it kind of like repelled them, which I can understand. So he did change the words, but yeah, I mean, it's a lot of us, we don't believe it's possible. And I would say for you, if it's something, if you're watching this, it's something you want to go for and you don't believe it's possible either, why don't you just see? Why don't you just see? I mean, we didn't really necessarily believe it either, but here we are. And we're able to start our niche teaching businesses and get set up and get clients. So it's, yeah, it's great. Love that. So I'll go to the next question. The next question is, well, it is called a challenge, right? So what did you feel most challenged by in the challenge? Maybe Janet?
Yeah, well, my biggest challenge was first the social media aspect because I only had a dormant LinkedIn account. I had no Facebook account. And it was tough for me to start going online like this. I was just online with one-on-one students, but not on social media. So that was one big challenge. And the other big challenge was to choose a niche because I first thought it's going to limit me. Whereas
Mhm.
before I was teaching to so many different people and aspects, etc. But the truth is, it's not limiting. Actually, it's giving me more perspective and such rich experiences to learn about my niche. And but it was a big challenge to say, oh, it's that niche.
Yeah, I like that point. I can relate there as well because we tend to think like if I choose a niche, if I niche down, I'm saying no to all these other people. Like, I'm saying no to all the people who aren't in that niche. But really, like you said, Janet, it's not the case because you get to go in there and help so many people within that group, and they feel inspired to work with you because you only work with that group. And over time, you get to understand their problems more and more and get to address them, more effectively. And they can feel that. So, yeah, it's really not the case that, oh, because I'm with one group, I'm not going to get, no, even more because they want to, because you only help them. So it's really the opposite is true. And I love that. I love that you brought that one up. Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Janet. What about you, Natalia? What would you say you felt most challenged by?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Janet. I mean, defining your niche is for some reason it's hard. Like, it took me a while, longer than one day for sure, and then you need to test it, see if it works, maybe, and then you can maybe change it after a few weeks. So yeah, so defining your niche for sure. But I have to admit that the challenge was challenging. So you need to take you need to take action every day, do the daily tasks. And for me, it was difficult to keep up, doing the different tasks every day. I got a bit behind. So yeah, that was for me, to keep up and do the things. But then I also understand that you can just, I managed to watch all the videos, and you can take your own pace and do it as when you have the time to do it. You don't have to do it on a daily basis if you don't want to, which I had some personal stuff going on, so I just couldn't focus on the daily task. But yeah, that was challenging. And also posting, for example, videos, because I'm not very fond of videos. I don't like how I look in the video. The usual stuff that nobody likes. And yeah, that was also hard for me
Oh
to
yeah.
post videos on social media.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh
again, that's
yeah.
the mindset. That's again your insecurities. So
100%. Exactly. Those are good ones. Yeah. So the challenge is challenging. Not every day, but there's 3 weeks. And in week 2 is when we really dive into the marketing. And that is an intense week. We can't lie. Okay. That is,
yeah, I got
but
stuck in week two. That's the week I got stuck.
that's the week. Yeah. That's typically the week that can challenge people the most. Me too. Definitely me too. Um, yeah, and so week 3 is actually like quite light, and so what a lot of people do is
Mhm.
kind of use that to catch up. So that is nice, and I'm you're right, Natalia. Like even though there's daily tasks, it's not that you have to do it that day, although you can, right? But like life happens, right? And we get busy, and then we might have to catch up on the weekend or something like that. But so it's kind of like intense, but a big payoff. Totally
Yes.
worth it. But yeah. And then posting videos is, yes, it's not something most of us, I mean, maybe some people, but most of us are probably not um, used to doing. And I definitely wasn't very used to doing it before the challenge. And I also experienced that I was hesitant about, putting myself out there in that way.
Mm.
But because I was in a group setting, this was very powerful because the group was like, hey guys, I posted my video and I was so scared, but I did it and I'm not happy with it. But somebody commented, somebody asked me to speak, and this amazing thing happened, right? And then you're like, okay, they were scared too. I'm scared. They did it. I'm going to do it too. Like, whatever happens, happens, right? And so that really builds you up and encourages you to take action outside of your comfort zone. That is really going to pay off. And videos really do pay off. So that's an amazing point. Yeah, for sure. Okay, we have someone in the comments watching from Thailand. I'm pretty jealous right now. It's really good to have you here. I can't see your name, but feel free to let us know who you are and let us know if you have questions and or anything you want to share about yourself. And thank you so much for being here. Okay, next question, guys. We're gonna get to it. Simply, the question is, what did you like most about the 21-day challenge? What about you, Janet?
What I felt so um, what is really precious, I felt that I was taken by the hand, step by step, and I was supported to move forward as an entrepreneur. And to be honest, not only the 21 days, also afterwards, and for more than a year, also afterwards, when I joined further groups, the inner circle, it's like such a great support from all your people in your team and the other teachers. That's one of the best things.
Oh yeah. It's, yeah. I don't think I can relate, and I don't think when I joined the challenge I was expecting that level of support, because I am a person who loves taking courses, right? Just like many of us, and I had invested in some courses before that, and they were great, but it wasn't on that level of hand holding, like you said. And also beyond the challenge, there are ways to continue the journey with a support like the inner circle, and there's a lot going on in there, and like a really good positive energy, and it's so necessary. I know that if it weren't for that hand holding in that community, I would not be where I am today, like 100%. And I think a lot of us feel that way. So yeah, I mean, because it can be overwhelming. I mean, starting a business, it can be overwhelming. So it's very step by step with the challenge. And in that way, we feel like, okay, we can do this one step at a time. We can do this together. So I love that takeaway. Thanks, Janet. And you, Natalia, what was your favorite part?
Well, yeah, I mean, the same really, because, I've done a lot of courses, and once I finish the course, I feel lost. Like, yeah, I've learned stuff, but I don't know what to do next. So how do I start? What do I do now? I've got all this theory in my head, but I don't know how to move forward, how to start doing things. And with the challenge, as you both said, you have a step-by-step guide, a set of actions that you need to complete. You even have a routine that you can follow, for your social media. So templates, I mean, everything is pretty much done for you. So, that's very helpful. And I also like as you said, the community, the people in the Facebook group, they were all really supportive. I mean, we didn't know each other at all, but there was a really nice atmosphere, people asking questions, but also answering questions, supporting each other. It was really nice. I really like that, the support.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice for sure. I agree, because also like it's like people around the world, and like they tend to be like-minded, and like many of us are teachers, some of us aren't, and we're starting, and that's fine, but like everyone is very helpful. I mean, I'm in the group, but like when I come check the group, I find like so many answers from the other teachers, and I'm like, I didn't even have to do anything. Like they already got it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Um yeah, and James really has a setup. I mean, he doesn't want you wondering, what am I supposed to be doing right now? He's got the Q&A sheets, the templates like you mentioned, and then we're always encouraging people, like, if you feel stuck, if you're struggling, let us know so that we know, and we know what we can do to, keep you moving forward. So yeah, community is huge, and everything that James has prepared in the worksheets and Q&A sheets and events. So it's a lot of fun,
And,
and yeah.
sorry, and the videos are very, he goes into detail, like when he explains things, like, I mean, it's really good. It's really good value, It's very,
Yeah. Yeah, he goes into detail. He has a lot of analogies so that like things click with
yeah,
us.
you understand, exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, I mean, a lot of times we won't understand the first time, but he has a certain way to explain things that can help it click with us for sure. So that's amazing. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Natalia. And I would also like to ask you guys, and of course, we have touched on this now a little bit about the mindset, right? The mindset of becoming a teacher entrepreneur and how important that is. I would say it's the most important thing in a way. So I would like to ask you guys, since we not only coach teachers how to get students online and charge a higher rate, but we also help them shift their mindset so that they can overcome their fears and step outside their comfort zone. I mean, how did it change your mindset at all? And I know you guys shared some stories that illustrated that, but I didn't know if you had anything else to add. How did it change your mindset, if at all? Janet?
Well, for me, it's two things, like the imposter syndrome. I would have been freaked out to go online with you a year ago. And today, I yes, of course, I prepared and I was thinking about it, but I wasn't really nervous. So it's like to get that confidence to say, okay is okay. It's not perfect. And, for example, I told you before, I don't have a good background today because I had to sit somewhere where the internet is better. So who cares? At least the internet is good here. So be okay with okay. And that I have, because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. So I have learned to to let go a little bit, and also to say, when I made a video, or when I made a post this week, I knew it wasn't perfect, but I just posted it. It was okay. So that's really helped me a lot. And I'm still working on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a constant. That's huge what you shared, Janet. Yeah. Like you said, be okay with okay, because and this is what James teaches us in the challenge regarding how to overcome imposter syndrome and just take action, because if not, you're never going to be happy with your video, with your post, with your session, whatever. So like Janet said, she wasn't 100% happy, but how long would it take her to be 100% happy? She would never take action. So she just said, okay, be okay with okay, post it. Said, be okay with okay. I don't have my my favorite background, right? And it's everything's fine. I mean, it looks good to me, honestly. But I love that. So, a year ago, you wouldn't have even want to come on here, but now it's like, with everything you've learned and also the mindset shift of like, we don't have to be perfect to have a business. We can just be ourselves. And also, let's just take imperfect action, because amazing things happen when we take imperfect action, and really our future selves will thank us for taking that action. So,
Yeah, I like the point where you also said we are all humans. And this is what I have noticed, like you and James, Steffi, all the others, they also sometimes make a mistake. They make even maybe a grammar mistake when they talk, or they muddle up something, but then they just continue and go on. It's okay. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, and 90, 95 or 98% is perfect, but the rest isn't. It's okay. We're all humans.
yeah, I mean, really well said. I mean, we're all humans. We're all going to make mistakes. And it was very enlightening for me to find out, oh, if you want to have a business, you don't have to be perfect, whatever perfect means, right? I thought to be a business owner, you had to be perfect with the perfect videos and the perfect everything with no mistakes. Otherwise, who would want to work with you? When the opposite is true. Again, the opposite is true. Showing your imperfections, people see that you're human, like you said, Janet, and they're more, they want to work with people, with real people, right? It's like, it's refreshing. They have that real connection. They don't want to work with people who are trying to be something they're not. They're going to see right through that. So that's actually good news for us. We can relax. Let's mess up. Let's screw up. Let's make mistakes. Let's have fun. And that's actually going to be okay, because we're putting ourselves out there and people appreciate the authenticity that comes with that mindset. So that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up. Natalia, how did it change your mindset? Can you relate? Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, that you have to get out of your comfort zone. For example, Janet is saying that she's not nervous. I'm very nervous to be here. I was terrified. I even thought of canceling it. I was like, no, I'm gonna do it.
Natalia wasn't here, and I was like, is Natalia coming?
I'm here.
You don't seem nervous at all.
But I am very nervous, but here I am, so that's, I'm getting out of my comfort zone, so that's good.
Good.
And I'm also taking actions every day, little actions. You don't need to spend a lot of time on your business. Maybe if you do just an hour every day, that should be, but you do it every single day. So that's another thing. Consistency, I think it's very important. Don't do it every day. I mean, you can rest during the weekend, but you need to be consistent.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm glad you brought up consistency. Putting the habits in place and taking some kind of action every day. Give yourself the rest, give yourself the weekend, take your vacation. Okay, don't kill yourself. But
Yeah.
yes, consistency is key, 100%. I mean, just like when you're planting a garden, right? You're going to be my parents are like really into their garden and they're like in there every day, like, but now there's cucumbers, now there's peppers, now there's like all kinds of stuff. Look at the fruits of their labor, and that those fruits would not be here if they hadn't been there every day digging the weeds or whatever they do, right? So yeah, consistency is key. And a lot of times we're taking that consistent action and we're saying, you know, is anything going to happen? And then, but it's like it happens later. It's like exponential. Okay. So it's like our actions now pay off later oftentimes. But if we weren't consistent, we wouldn't even reach that point. So that is
Yeah, you
huge.
also need to be patient, I think. Like, don't expect that it's gonna happen like overnight. It's gonna take some time, but you're gonna get there at some point.
100%. Yeah, exactly. It's not a like a quick thing. I mean, of course, you can
Mhm.
have quick results and you can, but most of your results are going to come later. So, my
Mhm.
advice would be like enjoy everything you're learning, take the consistent action like you're saying, enjoy it and have fun with what you're learning because um, you know you might have time now to put towards your business, but hey, when you start getting those students, you're also going to be teaching them, and so take this time now to develop the skills and learn, because later on you'll also be having that balance between working on your business and the marketing and also working with your clients. So that's kind of how I took it. Because in the beginning, yeah, maybe got like some results, but I had some time where nothing was happening. But I was like, hey, you know what? I'm posting videos on LinkedIn almost every day and posts, and I'm doing
Mhm.
this and this, and I'm having fun, and I'm learning from the community. And I know other teachers did it too. They were in my position. I think I can get there too if I just keep going, right? If I just keep going. So
Exactly. Yeah.
um,
And it's
so
also easier, sorry, if you work with other people, if you have people supporting you. Because in my case, I don't have the support from my family. They think I'm crazy, that it's not going to work out. You should look for a proper job. But having when in the group, you meet people like you with the same, sharing the same dreams, and that's really very helpful. You really need that to be successful, I think.
yeah, absolutely. You really need that because it can be lonely, and if you're on your own, you feel like maybe you listen, your family starts talking to you or whoever, right? And then you're like, oh, okay, they're probably right, I thought it was, but there's two, I can't. But
Mhm.
like with everyone around you, you're like, oh, like they're getting results, and like that person was just like me, and now look at them, and it's like we can do it too. And also I faced a similar thing with my family. Like they were always supportive, I'm lucky. But like sometimes they said things like, oh, I would never pay that much for a language class. I don't think that's going to work. And they were probably just trying to get me to find something else that was going to be, good for me
Mhm.
or stable or whatever. But, and sometimes that affected me. But then I would go back into the community and say, like, hey guys, like this happened. A lot of people rejected me. I'm worried. Like, I feel like this isn't going to work. And they were like, no, 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 please keep going. This is normal. Trust us. This is normal, and everything like that. And so that's why I totally agree with you guys, about how essential the community is, because some people are very good at, doing that on their own, but Mm, it's tough. I think without a community. So, and you make a lot of friends too. To be honest, you make a lot of friends. It's inevitable, right? Because we're all in there. We're spending time on this journey, and we're all going through it together. And we're usually pretty like-minded people. So that's like an added benefit. You're gonna make friends from around the world, and It's pretty exciting, to be honest. So we have some comments here. Thank you guys for your comments. I'm going to bring them up on the screen so we can see what people are saying. And Allison's here. Hi, Allison. Good to have you here. And she said, I really appreciate what all three of you have to say. I totally ran out of time on the 21-day challenge, so I'm going to do it again in July. You have really inspired me this morning. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Allison. Yeah, that's great. You're going to take the challenge in July. I know you're not the only one. Some people run out of time. That's okay. And we have the chance to retake if necessary. So we're going to see you in there. It'll be fun, and excited to go through it in July with you. And we have Laura here, my friend Laura. Hey, Laura. Thank you for your support. It's really good to have you here. Laura's been in our community for a while, and she's awesome. And someone said, show up when no one applauds you for it. Wow. 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 That is so true, because you're going to be taking these actions, no results, no likes, no comments. You're like, is anyone even paying attention? But your efforts won't be unnoticed if you keep going. It just takes time. So that is so key. That is so important. Even though I can't see your name because of the software, you have to click on the link above, but it's okay if you can't. But really appreciate that one. That is encouraging. It could take a whole year, said Laura. Everything contributes to your foundation and success, right? It could take a whole year for you to have kind of what you see as the results. Maybe you have other results that aren't necessarily many students, but your confidence and your marketing, but maybe to get these business results, maybe that takes time. But what's a year in the grand scheme of things if this is your dream and if this is what you want to do and have a huge impact on people who are really committed to working with you. So yeah, that is true. I'm glad that you shared that one, Laura. Allison said, do you all have students, and how long before you first had students? So yeah, that's a good question. So Janet, what about you?
Well, I was lucky to get one student just after the challenge, but to be honest, I mean, he was already a student of mine before, but then I contacted him via LinkedIn, and then I had this strategy session with him, and he was straight away convinced. He said, yes, I want to go for this program. So I've had him since, and he's now in the third session or the fourth session of the 10 weeks. So he just continues with me. So I have to make new programs for him again and again in his niche. So I'm just doing week 10 next week. And I was thinking yesterday, what in the heck am I going to come up with next? So yes, so I've only had him.
I feel that because I have some people who've been working with me for a while now, and it's you're making the second program, the third. It's what else can I teach you? But that says a lot about his experience with you, that he's hung on for so long. That's really
yes. But unfortunately, I haven't found a new client yet. But I've had a few strategy sessions, a few who were talking to me online. But I had quite a few who would have gone for it, but maybe it was too expensive for them. So I'm thinking about planning group sessions as well. So some of these clients can then afford the group sessions.
Really good. Yeah, great idea. That's always, and then they can afford them more easily, and you can have that kind of fun dynamic with the group. So I love that. Natalia just took challenge in June. I don't know if you got students already. Typically, it wouldn't be the case.
I don't have any students. I've just graduated, and I was more of a process learner. So in the end, so I fall behind. So I mean, I couldn't really. So I'm actually gonna do the challenge again in July. So I'll see you, Alison, in the Facebook group.
That's right. That's right.
This time I'm positive that if I do all the tasks, and I follow all the different actions, and I'm positive that I'm gonna book at least one strategy session. So that's my goal, to book to have one strategy session booked
You
in a
will.
month.
You will. You definitely will. I love it. That's a great goal to have, and you'll do it. I'll answer the question too. So I was able to get a first student in a couple days after the challenge ended. I continued to take action that I learned. After that, it took me some time to get the next student. I think a couple of months. And then after that, a couple of months to get the third. Because yes, we're really transitioning and it is hard and we are charging more. Now, we don't have to charge 100 from the get-go, and we usually charge more like 50, 60 to start and then start raising as our confidence goes up. But yeah, and then kind of like towards the fall, all the action I had been taking like spring and summer, like things started happening, and I started getting a client every month, and then 2 and 3 and so on and so on. So definitely took some time there in the beginning, and I had my doubts on some, because it is an up and down journey. That's why the community and the support is so important. But even though I had my doubts, I knew it was going to work no matter how long it took. So kept going on, and sure enough. And over the past 2 years, I've worked with at least 50 lawyers, helping them with their communication skills in different ways, well, with my program. And so just kind of to show you like what can be possible, my program sells for $1,200, so for 10 weeks, so it's $120 an hour, but I started at $60 an hour after the challenge. So just to share that experience with you guys in case it can be useful. And somebody said, I like wait. I don't know if this is like a typo or what you meant, but feel free to let us know what you meant, but because I didn't understand this one. Sorry. And I'm happy that and you got cut off. Okay, let us know what you said if you can, if you're still here. Thank you for your comments and thanks for being here. I love that. Thank you, Laura. And Allison is, yay, Natalia, I saw you in June too. So you guys are in the same boat, and you're going to go in July since you guys ran out of time. So that'll be fun. You guys can interact in there again. Allison, MS Brain-Based Education in the June group. Okay, Brain-Based Education. That sounds really nice. Good. Thank you, Allison. We're looking forward to seeing you guys in July. Well, very good, guys. So I want to share with you guys a promotion link to join our 21-day challenge in July. We're going to kick off on July 1st. And if it's something you're even interested in, just go for it. Just go for it, because the one of the biggest, most common things teachers say after having finished is, I wish I had taken this sooner, because I had been debating and waiting, and I wish I had taken it sooner, right? So just go for it and join us. And this promotion link is a 35% discount. So the price would have been $197, and it's only going to be $127 if you use this link. There are a limited amount of spots on this link, like I think 40 spots left or something around those lines. So yeah, so it's not going to be here that much longer, but I want to share it with you guys so you guys can use it if you'd like to join us this month in July. So I am going to, let me see if let me. Okay. I am posting the link to join us in the 21-day challenge, the monthly promotion link. I'm posting it here in the comments so that you guys can have it, and I'll also put it above this video later on Facebook. But here it is. So this one, you have it. Oh, sorry if I posted it more than once. I was posting it across different platforms. We have another comment here. This is my first time from Angeles. Hello. This is my first time here. I've been freelance teaching for 36 years. But now I need to transition to be online, which I feel overwhelmed with the tech part of it because I'm not a computer tech savvy. So I feel terrified to do these. How much is this in the challenge? Great question, Angeles. So luckily, we have an amazing tech coach, Christy Wells. She's working with us in the challenge now because we have identified that technology can be a difficulty of many of us. So she's incredible and she's working in the challenge. She runs some Q&As in the challenge to help us get our tech questions answered, and she's offering support in the group. So we do work on Google Sheets and on some LinkedIn and Facebook, right? And so she's helping in all those areas and more. And she is very knowledgeable. So we're really happy to have her on the team and to have her helping us kind of address this difficulty that teachers also face on the journey. So I hope that answers your question, Angeles, and let us know if you have any other ones too.
Yeah, and Angela, I really hear you. I was the same. I was freaked out with the tech part and with social media, and I've learned everything here.
Yeah, so that's really reassuring to hear you say that you were like in the same boat as her, but like look at you now going live and your social media marketing and posting videos and all these things. So I think that's super encouraging for people who feel technologically challenged. Which, yeah, I've definitely felt that way myself as well. I had some things to learn there too, and the challenge did help me with that. And Laura says, do it. The community is wonderful and you will learn so much. Thank you, Laura. Thank you so much for your encouraging words. Well, good, guys. So I just want to give a huge thank you to Janet and Natalia for taking the time today to be here, sharing your experience on, the 21-day challenge. And it really means a lot to us. And also, you're helping so many people by doing this. So really, really appreciate you. And don't know if anyone has anything to add before we sign off today.
I want to thank you, Tara. You always make us feel comfortable. Thank you. And you give so much value. It was great. Thank you. I enjoyed the session with you.
Me too. I had a lot of fun and always love chatting with you and catching up with you. It's been a while, so I was happy that to see you. And Natalia, you're great. And thank you so much. We're looking forward to seeing you in July as well so that you can catch up on everything that you couldn't before. So, and Angela's is thanking you guys for your experience and your advice. Well, good. Well, thank you guys all for being here today. And if anyone catches the replay and has any questions, feel free to drop those in the chat so that we can address them. And I did put that monthly promotion link in the chat box so that you can join us at a 35% off discount for July. But there are only a few spots left. So definitely take advantage of that. So we hope to see you in July with us. And thank you so much, everyone. So have a great day and evening wherever you are. Bye. Bye, Janet.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.